and today I'm going to show you guys how to make a 50s inspired dress. Yes, I love the 50s and their style. Well, I don't really know much about the 50s, but I pay attention a lot to their style, so I'm going to try to make a dress. Well, this one it is, and these cute little bows. So if you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. I'm trying to make a video like every week, but I'm thinking every other week is more doable for me because tutorials take a while. So I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. So first you will need white fabric for your top, and then a bottom fabric here for your bottom. And so I just go with the color of this bottom fabric here, so you know, the white, the blue, the green. So that's what I'm doing with the ribbon here. I'm just doing the green to match the green on the dress, and then this is going to be my waistband. And then I just have this kind of blue teal color, and this is going to be my bow ribbons or bow ribbons. Yeah, so I'm just trying to match up with the fabric that I have so it'll all go together and it will be cute that way. And I'm just using a muslin because this is my first time making this dress, so I just wanted to be on the safe side, and muslin is very cheap, so it still came out looking really cute. So for my bodice, I am going to use this pattern 4070 Simplicity, and I just cut it out. And then I just cut it onto poster paper to be thicker, and so I can use it. So you could do this, or you could follow my pattern video. I have a pattern video of how to make this also. So if you don't want to spend money buying pattern, you could follow my pattern tutorial on my channel here. It's called 3 Ways to Make Patterns, I believe it is. Or just look at my playlist. I've actually taught you guys how to make a pattern, this pattern, this Sweet Heart Neckline pattern also. And when you cut this, make sure that you label it so you don't forget what is what, okay? And make sure that you go with the grain line when you lay your pattern. And the grain line is basically up and down like this. You guys see how the bolt is like that, and the fabric, the way the fabric is laid, that is the grain line. So that's the up and down. So your bodice should be going up and down. You guys see the way I put it? Because if you don't put it with the grain line, then your bodice will not fit properly and it will be all shifted and stuff. Trust me, I've done it before and it looked tedious, and so coming from experience, I know. So I'm just tracing these on fold and cutting them so you get 2 pieces of each. And then I'm just gonna make sure that the patterns stay on the fabric so I don't mistake it, you know what I mean? Because if you don't leave the pattern on top of your fabric, then you're gonna forget which piece is which, because they kind of look the same once you cut them, and then you're gonna, you know, forget which piece is which, and then you're gonna sew on wrong and it's gonna be all weird and stuff. So just make sure that as you cut, you put your pattern on top, so the label stays with it, and so you know which one is which. And I don't even know why I'm clapping. So for sewing, you want to put right side to right side, okay? So I'm going to open this front up right here, and then I'm going to put the bodice side front right on top. So the curve is going to be on the curve. It's not going to match perfectly, but you are to, when you sew it, you just slowly match it. So it will still match if you just slowly sew it. Do not rush this. If you rush it, it's gonna come out looking ugly and then you won't like it. So just slowly sew it and hold it on there to match it, and you know, just be patient. Sewing takes a lot of patience, guys. So let's do this, and then we'll come back and put the other pieces on. And then now it's done. I'm just gonna open this, and as you guys can see, this is gonna be the wrong side, so I have to flip it the right side up and then do side bodice on it. So the side bodice will go on there. If you follow the pattern, you guys will know what to do. If you guys don't follow the pattern, you guys could just watch this, you know what I mean? So I actually don't flip it towards the front. I just put my side bodice under, you know what I mean? So making sure that right side face each other, okay? So you guys see how I didn't put the other pattern right on top. So yeah, right side towards right side, okay guys? Remember, so you don't sew, like opposite seam thing, because that's what I did. Like one side would be right and then one side would be wrong, and it was just all weird. And so same thing here. Then now this is the back piece, and you just put this on, and making sure that you see that it says middle seam center on in the center. Okay, so make sure that the seam center is towards the end, not on your pattern or on your bodice. And then now I'm gonna make a strap, and then I just measure from the back here and then to the boob. So I just measure. Mine came out 14 inches, so I just cut 15 inches just so you have seam allowance, just to be on the safe side. So you have seam allowance, okay, guys? Yeah, I just cut straight. So just do a straight cut, and I just do. So it just all depends on how comfortable you like your straps, how comfortable you like your straps thinner, wider, whatever. I got a bigger bust, so my bra straps are kind of thicker, and then so I like to do my straps a little bit thicker to cover my bra straps, because I don't really like to wear strapless for some reason. Okay, so it's gonna be 4 inches wide, and then mine is 15 inches long. Okay, so I'm just gonna, yeah, after I cut it, you guys see, then like I said, you just fold it in half, and the long ways, the harder ways, I should say, and then just sew the side, not the two tops, just the side, see? And so you can still flip it after you're done, and just use a safety pin to pull it out to flip it. So, da-da, and just make sure you iron it down so it looks nice before you put it on your dress. Okay, guys? So now we're going to put this on the dress. We're going to put on the top where the top of the heart is. And I just follow that middle seam of the heart and put it right, the seam is going to be facing, like the seam on the strap is going to be facing inward, like towards the center of your shirt. So this on the side, there's no seam. So the seam is going to be facing towards your shirt. And I just match it up right on that seam line. As you guys can see how I did there, I just match it up on that seam line on that sweetheart. You guys see how I did the side here? So I don't put it in the middle of the seam, I just line it up. But whichever way, if you guys wanted to make sure it fit, you guys could put it on you and have somebody help you with it. But since I just wanted to do it myself, I just did it myself. And so because the side, you guys see how the seam is facing towards the inside. And so now I'm going to do that. Let's go to the back. And then I just put the seam facing outside this time. Does that make sense? So the seam of the strap is going to be facing inside when it's on the front, and then the seam is going to be facing outside when you put it on the back. And you guys can see that it's on that last seam line on the back piece. You guys see? I hope this explaining this makes sense, and you guys could just rewatch it if you guys don't understand. I try to explain it the best I can, I promise. And then here I am just gonna cut another bodice piece, another bodice, and make another layer, because I wanted a clean cut, a clean fold. See you guys how I did that, the line. So now I keep the straps folded down, and then I put another bodice piece right on top. So don't put the straps up yet, just put another bodice piece right on top. If you want to do 2 layers, if you wanted it to look nice like mine, you could go ahead and do it this way. I made another one and I didn't do this, and it still came out looking nice. It just hemmed it and it still looked nice. But this way I think is a lot easier than hemming it. For some reason, the sweetheart right here is really hard to hem. So if you want it to look nice, I think it's easier to just do 2 layers, if that makes any sense. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this bottom layer on, and we shall return. make sure, don't forget, right sides together. So make sure the arm straps are down and then right sides together, okay? So making sure right sides together. Done. I'm gonna open it up, and I didn't sew it all the way. You guys see I didn't sew all the way to the end because we're gonna add zippers, so you don't have to sew all the way to the end. And then now I just open it up and you just iron it down, and then you're gonna just top stitch this top right here so everything will stay together and it will look nice. Okay, so just go ahead and iron and top stitch. So now that I'm done with my top stitching, I'm just gonna fold this in half and make sure it's even, like the bottom, because you don't want like the left side to be higher than the right side or whatever, but you don't want to cut this even though, because you want your back to be lower than your front, if that makes any sense. You guys will see what I did here. I'm gonna cut a little curve because that's how it should be. Your front should be a little bit higher than your back because of the way your body sits. So whenever you make a dress, your bodice is like that. Like, people don't really notice it, but as a seamstress, or a person that sewed a lot of clothes for yourself, you will notice that the front is lower than the back, is so it will sit right. I think it's because your bum, you know because if you make it equal and then you put the skirt piece on, then on your bum, it won't look right. So make sure that you kind of do a curve. I don't know if you guys could tell that on my shirt here, or my bodice here, that the top is a little bit shorter than the back. It's not like super difference. There's not like a big difference, like 2-3 inches. It's just like half an inch to a few centimeters. You know what I mean? You guys see how I show you guys right here? Let's see the gap. Yeah, and then now I'm just gonna measure across, and that's how wide you're gonna want your ribbon strap. So I just measure from one side to one side, and mine came out to 38 inches. And so now I'm just gonna measure my ribbon and see how big my ribbon is, and that's how big I'm gonna cut this bottom piece, because the ribbon, if you just sew the ribbon right onto the dress for it to be the form, it won't look nice. So you want a bottom piece for the ribbon to go on top of. Does that make any sense? You guys will see what I'm doing. So I just measure the ribbon, and then I measure how long, from my bodice is. So that's 38 inches. It's basically, your waist. Yeah, like where your shirt sit on you and the roundness of it. So mine was 38 inches. And so I'm just gonna cut that off, and I actually cut double, you know what I mean? Like double the ribbon. Like if the ribbon was, let's say, 2 inches, I would cut 4 inches, because you're gonna fold this in half. Because like I said, I'm working with muslin, so it's kind of like a cheap material, so it's really see-through. So I don't want my top to be see-through, and so I'm just gonna do it and fold it in half. So now that I've done cutting that, I'm gonna sew this on. I'm gonna put the raw edges, as you guys can see, on the raw edges, on the right side of the bodice, okay? So whichever way is your right side of your bodice, put the raw edges on raw edges, because once you open this up, the raw edges will be on the back. And then now we're gonna go to the skirt piece. If you guys haven't watched my pattern making, then you guys should go watch my pattern making video, because I show you guys how to make the bodice and the skirt, circle skirt pattern, okay? So go ahead and watch that, and then come back and you guys will know what to do here. So I'm just gonna use my pattern and then put it on there. And I actually add pockets to this. So this is gonna be the end here, and I hope you guys will come back for the next part, because I'm gonna show you guys, because I made this with pocket. Who loves a dress with pocket? Like, they don't make enough dress with pockets, right, girls? And so whenever you make your own clothes, you always want to add pockets to it. So we're gonna come back, and I'm gonna show you guys how to put pocket on this skirt, okay? So I hope you guys like this video. Thumbs up if you guys do, subscribe if you guys haven't, and I will talk to you guys all later. Don't forget to measure, cut, and sew. Okay guys, bye!